The live-action DC movies have not had the best track record. A lot of them were just hit or miss. Some of them were pretty good, but a lot of them weren't. Wonder Woman was the first movie to break free from the mold that Man of Steel and Batman v Superman set up, and I'd argue that it was pretty successful with that. And now a sequel has been released, Wonder Woman 1984. And I have to say, I'm very disappointed with this one. So, in this video, I will be telling you guys why this movie is bad and doesn't work. And by the way, I won't be showing any clips, because the thing about movies is that they're copyrighted, okay? And if you use copyrighted footage, even if it's under fair use at sometimes, you'll get a copyright claim. Now, the thing about those is that they will take away they will take away your ads, basically. And currently, I don't have any monetization on this channel, but if I get too many copyright claims, it'll take away the opportunity for me to ever have monetization on my channel. So, I'm sorry you guys, but you're gonna have to look at some gameplay footage, okay? It's better than looking at my face and complaining to the camera for like a long time. So just be happy with this gameplay footage, and if you don't like it, then you can go die, you ungrateful piece of shit. Okay, so I guess we should probably start off with the plot. So the plot to this movie follows up the events of the first movie, where Wonder Woman, aka Diana, escapes the island of Themyscira and fought in World War I. She also fell in love with a pilot named Steve Trevor, who ended up dying. She ended up defeating the god of war Ares and then went into hiding. Wonder Woman 84 starts off with her not being in hiding, more on that later. Instead, she's saving a bunch of people at a mall from some robbers. Sometime later, Diana befriends a nerdy woman named Barbara. They become very close friends, so Diana decides to help Barbara with her new project for the FBI, where she has to investigate a bunch of ancient artifacts that were found in a jewelry store that was just robbed at the mall that Diana was just at as Wonder Woman. They end up finding a crystal that can presumably grant wishes. At first they don't believe it, but they decide to ask it for wishes anyway. Barbara wishes she could be like Diana, and Diana wishes for her dead boyfriend to come back to life. Their wishes end up getting granted, which is pretty crazy. So then you can pretty much guess what happens. Some evil schmuck wants to use the crystal for evil stuff, and yeah, Diana's boyfriend comes back to life, and Barbara gets Diana's powers eventually because she wished she could be like her, which I guess also includes her having the exact same powers. This plot is extremely cartoonish, silly, and unrealistic, and it's a major tone shift from the plot that the previous movie had, which took itself a lot more seriously. I really don't know how to explain this, but the plot that Wonder Woman 84 has would work a lot better as an animated Lego Wonder Woman movie that's about 30 minutes. It definitely does not work for a 2-hour-and-a-half sequel to a movie that had a totally different tone. And that's another thing, this movie is way too long. They easily could have told their story in at least like 2 hours, but they took their sweet time and the movie ended up being 2 hours and a half long. It just dragged on forever and ever, and a lot of the same stuff was just getting repeated over and over again. The only merits I can really think of for this movie was Barbara's character arc. It actually wasn't that bad, and her transformation into Cheetah was really unexpected, although the CGI that they were using was pretty horrendous. Another thing I really liked was Steve Trevor. Don't get me wrong, his whole character thing is still extremely silly and unrealistic and stupid. But Chris Pine really did a good job with what he had, and I can respect him for that. One thing that I can say about this movie is that it's very uninteresting to look at, especially compared to the first movie. The first movie had so many cool, unique, iconic, and cool shots, and this movie had nothing really similar to that. Every shot was just bland, boring, and forgettable. And also, they barely used their setting of 1984. Besides a few songs and jokes, this movie could have easily taken place during any time period. In fact, why didn't it take place in any time period, okay? In Batman v Superman and Justice League, it was said that Wonder Woman had been in hiding for 100 years. But in this movie, as I said earlier, she's not in hiding at all. Why couldn't this just have taken place after Justice League? That would have made a lot more sense. Having this movie take place in 1984 messes with the already established lore that rhymed. In fact, there are actually a lot of pointless things in the movie. For example, Diana throughout the whole movie had this extremely powerful Amazon armor that once belonged to an ancient Amazon warrior, and she put it on near the end of the movie to fight Cheetah. Except everything that she did while wearing the armor could have easily been done without wearing the armor. So the armor was literally just there for trailer bait. There was also this segment at the beginning of the movie that showed Diana as a young child training on Themyscira. Now don't get me wrong, this is probably one of the cooler segments of the movie. It was actually really interesting to see, except it doesn't really add anything to the rest of the movie, making this segment completely pointless. And that wraps it up. Everything I wanted to say about Wonder Woman 1984. This movie is terrible. It's nothing like the first movie, and I really don't get what they were thinking. I've never hated a movie this much. Usually when I watch a movie for the first time, I'm like, yeah, it was pretty good. Then I slowly start to realize the flaws. But I thoroughly did not enjoy this movie throughout the entire time. I'm not joking! Dang, sorry about that. Jeez. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I've been stuck at 213 for the longest time. I need more subscribers, okay? I'm trying to make good content out here. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Don't watch this movie!